And just like the final episode of the recording session has begun, welcome back to Ace Attorney Justice for All. I am your host, MegaShadowFist. It's like a video game, it's like a commentary, and I'm trying to find a contradiction here. I have no idea what I'm doing, so I'm really lost here. So basically, the way that I'm going to do this is if it takes me more than 2 minutes in this episode to figure out what's going on, I'm just going to cut, because I don't want to spend, normally I don't believe in cutting, but I don't want to spend too much time just looking like an idiot, because that's going to get boring to watch, I imagine. Or I could add a skip annotation, but that would assume that that would be assuming that I found the contradiction within a timely fashion. Which I might not. Who knows? Victim uses the last of his strength to fight back, sir. Last of his strength to fight back. A pistol bears Maya and Gray's fingerprints. That doesn't actually contradict in a small fruit knife belongs to the phase bears Maya's fingerprints. Honestly, this is really stupid, but I'm gonna go for it. During the challenge, defendant saw a chance to stab the victim in the chest. Of course, the victim. Hold on. Before I begin, let me save. I don't know when the last time I saved was, but you know, just in case. This is really stupid. I'm gonna have to go out on a limb here and do this because the victim used the last of his strength to fight back, sir. While the two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. The victim. Hold on. The victim took out his gun. That doesn't contradict anything, does it? How could he have... Present... Wait a minute. No, that doesn't work. Maybe? Maybe not. The victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. Alright, this is really idiotic, but I'm gonna go for it. I'm running out of ideas here, so I need to make some progress here. Objection! Nope, looks like I am completely... Nope, yep, I completely fluked there. I figured as much. I don't see anything contradictory! I didn't see anything either, but I was just going out on a limb there. Try to think before you make accusations, Mr. Wright. Judging by that... Whoops, that didn't go so well. I really don't know. The victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. The defendant then picked up an opening and took the victim's gun and ended it. I don't know. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, let's see if this works. Okay, the victim used the last of his strength to fight back, sir. While the two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. The victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. Okay, let me go to present evidence. What I want to do, I guess, is present the sleeve again. Maya's costume. Objection! Missing the tiny hole in this costume will be the prosecution's undoing. Eh? What do you mean? This little hole has actually created a huge hole in your testimony. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. You said the two of them were fighting when the victim fired his gun at point blank. If that were true, then where's the gunpowder burn on his costume? Gunpowder burn? This is what you testified earlier. When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around that bullet hole. Oh! But there is not a single trace of gunpowder burn on this costume. Gosh, I'm so slow. I should have thought of that earlier. That is a very good point. And what exactly does this mean? It means that when the shot was fired, they were standing apart from each other. I'm disappointed, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You think you can punch a hole in my logic with that? With wishy-washy thinking like that, anyone can explain anything away. Then I implore you to disapprove my line of thinking. Let's see. In the middle of their fight, the victim pushed the defendant away, and it was then when they were separated that he fired. How was that? That's kind of that doesn't make sense. As if that was even possible. According to the testimony, the wound from the stabbing was very severe. The victim would not have had the strength to push the defendant very far after that. That's true. I totally didn't read that with enough energy, but whatever. Well, then... That's right! The defendant must have pushed the victim away. After stabbing him, she must have put some space between the doctor and herself. And then while she was preparing to strike again, the doctor took a shot. There, that should satisfy even you. That does make an awful lot of sense. What do you think, Mr. Wright? I must be careful. I can't afford to make a mistake here. Of course. Isn't that right, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Let's go ahead and save before we, before we, from save point. Before you make any rash decisions, concentrate and think. Something doesn't make sense, sure. There is a fatal flaw in her argument, Your Honor. Fatal? Flaw? Yow! Very interesting. I would love to see where this flaw is. Show me something that contradicts my explanation. There has to be a snag in her explanation somewhere. She put some distance between them before rushing to make the final blow. And when she was about to strike, the doctor took his shot. There must be a piece of evidence that contradicts this line of thinking. Well, hold on here, huh? If she was using a knife, right? That doesn't, hold on. Yeah, she was using a knife. I hope this is right. Take a look at this. Why are you showing this to me, pal? Prosecutor Von Karma's explanation in this piece of evidence do not contradict. Huh? Looks like you need to use your brain a little more, pal. Ugh. Being lectured by Gumshoe of all people is so embarrassing. Come on, hurry up and get to that thinking cap on. Okay. At least I don't lose any points for this. I thought, oh, you know, if she's using a knife. No, I guess that was just faulty thinking. But how could he have... Okay, so... Okay, well that doesn't contradict anything. Guide map, Fey Manor... Let's look at the floor plans real quick. Let's check this. It's not a very large room at all. Let's see if this will work. Maybe? I don't know. Fingers crossed. Take a look at this. Why? Okay, nope. I'm wrong there. At least I'm not losing any points for this, so I can be as silly as I want to with this. There has to be a snag in our explanation somewhere. Oh, no. I feel like I'm only gonna really be good at the investigation sections because I am really paranoid. I'm very thorough. Aside from that, well, I guess that would kind of contradict me saying that I'd be good at... Anyway, about 8 inches from the ground is a small hole that looks like a bullet hole. Sure. This is a piece of evidence that destroys your logic. I was thinking about using that from the beginning, but I wasn't quite sure. Okay, what is that? A folding screen? I would like to point the court's attention to the hole in this folding room. It looks like you already know what I'm talking about. Who? Where? What? Mr. Wright, your explanation, please. Are these two really that clueless? The bullet went through the defendant's sleeve first, then the folding screen. It passed through at a height of approximately 8 inches off the ground, which means... When the shot was fired, Maya, I mean the defendant, was not getting ready to strike but was actually squatting low to the ground. That's true. Order! Order! This changes everything. Please look at this diagram of the crime scene. The victim, Dr. Gray, was here when he fired the shot. And the bullet hit... Okay, let's focus on thinking right now. Or reading properly. And the bullet hit this folding screen. It hit at this location, about 8 inches off the ground. At this time, the defendant was in this area... Oh boy. The defendant was in this area? Oh, the medium usually sits here, right? I hope this... Right here. Somewhere around here. Uh-oh. The judge's face is scrunched like he just smelled some serious bad breath. That is, I mean... Wait! I just realized I forgot to brush this morning. Excuse me while I freshen up. Sure. In the meantime, I want you to think things through. Oh boy. Of course. Whoops. What's done is done. For now, I should focus on where Maya was at the time of the... Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm an idiot. I want to say she could have been... Yeah, there's enough room to hide just behind here. So let's say that she was right here. That's where the bullet shot was. Take that. Here! Behind the folding screen. Ack! The victim and his attacker were fighting, were they not? Then what would the attacker be doing all the way back there? Besides which, if the attacker was behind the folding screen, then how could the victim even know where to shoot? It's obviously impossible. Yeah, I guess so. Mr. Oh no! I thought I was onto something, boys. Boy, did I just screw up royally. What's done is done. For now, I should focus on where Maya was at the time of the crime. When was the last time that I saved, by the way? I hate having to do this, but only other place I can think of is like right here. Maybe? She was standing here near the folding screen. Wait a second! We know the defendant was close to the ground based on the height of the bullet hole, but how can you gauge the distance from that? Isn't it possible that the defendant was standing much closer to the victim? That's impossible. But why? You, of all people, should know the answer to that question, Miss Von Karma. If she were shot from somewhere closer, there would be gunpowder burns present. However, there is nothing of the sort around the bullet hole of this costume. I really want to go all out with these screens, but there are other people in this house, so I have to really suppress them. Oh well, in the next recording session I'll be as loud as I want. Curse you, Mr. Phoenix Wright! You... I believe it has now been proven that... And the defendant was standing a ways from the victim when she was shot at. But do you think this has changed the defendant's situation? I don't know. Whatever I choose, I just feel like pressing the save button because... You know, that might screw me over because I only have one more chance for at least the rest of this day, but do you think this has changed the defendant's situation? It doesn't change anything, it changes everything. Sure. It changes everything. Honestly, Your Honor, this changes everything. The prosecution has claimed that the defendant was aiming to kill by stabbing. If that were true, delivering the final strike with a knife would be ideal. However, where and what was the defendant doing at the time? Squatting all the way by the folding screen. Exactly. If Maya Fey was a real murderer, why would she be by the folding screen instead of preparing to strike? Upon further consideration, it does make very little sense. Yeah, I figured there had to be a reason. Figuring things out and proving the logic behind everything is your job. Oof. Alright, with this, the rest of the trial should be in the bag. Excuse me. Blast radius of disaster. You are such a smart man, Mr. Phoenix, right? To think that you've been able to take a completely hopeless case to this point. Now I know why Papa had a tough time with you. You amuse me. Of all the things that inherit, why did it have to be the smarmy smile? Or that smarmy smile, I should say. Detective! How dare you damage my perfect logic! Huh? How is it my fault? You can start preparing your standing by first removing the three-strand guilty. You can start by repairing your standing by first removing that three-strand guilty. Oh, and the rest assured your punishment will come later. Punishment? Well then, Your Honor, I think I've had all I can take of this detective's face. I think it's time to call in the next witness, which would be Lotta Hart, correct? Next witness? That's gotta be Lotta. Very well. The court will take a 5-minute recess. After we reconvene, we will hear from the next witness. To be continued. This would be a perfect place to end off the episode, except for the fact that I believe that I cut off 2 minutes anyway, and this is supposed to be 30 minutes as it is, so... I still have 12 minutes left to record, correct? At the very minimum? Right? No, 14, because I cut off... Okay, anyway! Do not turn off the power! Saving... June 21st, 11:37 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Phew, that was a close one. I know you were giving it your all to defend me, but I could feel the death penalty hanging in the air. You wouldn't get the death penalty. I felt like I was pretty close to dying myself. But you were wonderful out there. You listened carefully, made theories, and tricked everyone into believing you. Thanks? Wait, tricked? That must be the lawyer's secret technique, right? By the way, is the next witness who I think it is? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Lotta Heart. Oh, another jam, like always. Remember, Nick, you promised you'd save me. If you lose, my ghost will come after you with my sis and we'll haunt you. Your sister? Are you talking about Mystic Maya? Or Mia? Yeah. Do you remember her, Pearly? My sister was a super good lawyer. She was also Nick's teacher. Oh, I didn't know that! Okay, June 21st, 11:43 a.m., District Court, Courtroom Number 2. Court will now reconvene. Now the first order of... Ow! I don't want to hear it, old man. After I call my witness, sit there quietly and watch like a good little boy. Yes, sir. Bring in the photographer who witnessed the channeling. Oh boy, if it isn't Lotta Heart. Witness your name and occupation if you please. Hey, Phoenix, how you doing? Just fine. Sorry about this, didn't exactly have a choice, you know. Yowza! Name and occupation. I declare, what in tarnation? Hey, Judge, this here is violence against my fair self. That's fine. Yes, that's totally legal. That's fine. That's fine. This ain't fine. That's a whip. Yeah! There's no need for foolish outcries from foolishly foolish fools. Just hurry up and testify about what happened the day of the murder. I haven't even got to say my name and even job yet. What? I haven't even got to say my name and job yet. The name's Lotta Heart, paranormal photographer, and I'm here to testify. No, let's all be one big happy family, okay? Okie dokie then. Witness account. Only the doc and the defendant went into the channeling chamber. We were waiting outside the door and then bang, we hear this gunshot. Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down and we rushed into the room. Inside was a dead victim and the defendant waving a pistol around. I swear, other than those two, there was no one else in the room. Not necessarily. We did find in the investigation section, the previous recording session, that it is possible for someone to hide behind the folding door. So, it is possible that someone was hiding behind the folding door and shot me. Like, she would know if she was hanging at just the edge of the folding door. She would know just where to. I don't know. I may not making sense. If I'm right, you'll understand later. Anyway, and did you take a picture of the scene right after the murder took place? Reckon course. Excuse me? Reckon course. It's short for you reckon. Of course I did. Ah! Does it look like I care? What? What voice is that? Just hurry and show your picture to the court. The moment of truth. What will be in that picture? Let's see here. This here's the picture. Well, there were two pictures, weren't there? Okay. That's true. It would certainly seem that only the defendant and the victim were in that room. Lotta's photo added to the court record. Are you ready, Mr. Phoenix Wright? I will clear all doubt about Maya through this cross-examination. Just watch me. Witness account. First, we press everything, because that just generally seems to be my playstyle for whatever reason. Only the doc and the defendant went into the channeling chamber. Press. Was it really only those two that went in? Objection! What are you blabbering about? You were there too, were you not? Ugh. Why don't you answer that yourself? Was it really just the two of them? Yes, Dr. Gray and Maya were the only two who went into the room. Hold on, we can't have the defense testifying against its own client. Anyway, folks, only the two of them went into the channeling chamber, you hear? But you know that from the very beginning, didn't you? Witness continue. I knew that the first two weren't exactly going to be condemning evidence. I'm just pressing them just in case, just for extra information. We were waiting outside the door and then bang, we hear this gunshot. Was it really a gunshot? Are you insane? You must have heard it as well. Ugh. Why don't you testify for the court, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Was it really a gunshot? Was it really a gunshot? Yes, I think it was something that sounded like a gunshot. And why are we listening to the defense testify? And the world becomes just a little crueler. I heard a gunshot a long time ago, so I know, and I can tell you that was a gunshot I heard. Now this is where the story heats up. Fun fact, if this were taking place in the... I was about to say, if this were taking place in the US, Dr. Turner Gray wouldn't have to buy a gun from the black market. That would only really make sense if this were taking place in Japan. GG, localization team. What's your next move? Mr. Lawyer, Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down and we rush into the room. But then again, I guess maybe if he didn't want any wreck, but then again, you don't really... I don't know. So let me get this straight. This Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down? Oh. Who was... Okay. Honestly, Mr. Phoenix Wright, why don't you tell us what happened then? Yes, Miss Von Karma, I broke the door down, sorry. Why does this feel like an inquisition? No need for apologizing, this was great, you're a real man. Oh really, that's something I would have liked to see. The judge is smiling rather openly. I'll take that as a good sign. And what did you see when she broke in? Inside was a dead victim, and the defendant waving a pistol around. Press. Are you sure it was the defendant, Maya Fey? Sure, I'm sure. Lada seems awfully confident in her testimony. Let's go ahead and press further. Lada, please think back to the day one more time. What? What you getting at? Remember what you said when we broke into the room? I was... murdered. Lada, at a time like this? Times like this are perfect for snapping up shots. But anyway, what's going on here? This gal, is she Maya? When you saw the murder at the time, you couldn't even tell if it was Maya Fey or not, am I correct? Well, you see... Order! Miss Hart, you are here to present accurate testimony. Thank you. I feel like the translations in this game are a bit worse than in the first one. Yeah, so sorry. Good, this shifts things back to my side. For a defense lawyer, your defense is terribly lacking, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Fitness! Think back to when those two entered the channeling chamber. When they entered... One of those people that entered the chamber was Maya Fey, correct? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was Maya that went in. It looks like we've come to the collective conclusion. The person in this picture is most certainly Maya Fey. Exactly. Rats, and I'm trapped like one. Again! Okie dokie then. But that's not exactly a bad thing, is it, Mr. Phoenix Wright? I swear other than those two, there was no one else in the room. Let's go ahead and press this. Are you absolutely certain of that? Sure am, but that old witch chased us out. That old witch chases outlived the room, so... Old witch? Does she mean Morgan Fey? But there was no one else in there. There is no one else in there, and you know it. The channeling chamber was very dark, almost pitch black. Was there really no one else in there? What about... Behind the folding screen, of course. What about behind the folding screen? Did you check back there? Rec given. Huh? What in the... Rec given. You know, you reckon that's a given. I took me a good look around that room once. There ain't no way anyone was hanging out behind that folding screen. If I may have a word with you, Miss Hart. What? You got a problem? Rec given. I mean, I am having a little difficulty in understanding you. If you would stop saying such things as okay. Now then, Mr. Phoenix Wright, do you see a problem with the testimony or don't you? Okay, so for the record, I in the previous court case when we were interrogating, if you will, Wellington, you know how there are those random times where like he would just start like randomly babbling and the text went by super fast? The game was just auto-scrolling there, so like, if something like, unless I say blah 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 blah, like that's usually my phrase to let you know that I'm actually skipping through stuff on my own. If I don't say that and the game like skips a line or something, that's probably it just auto-scrolling. Just to let you know. I don't think I really clarified that quite well. Okay, now then, Mr. Phoenix Wright, do you see a problem with the testimony or don't you? Just as I thought, there is nothing wrong with her testimony. I was with her, so I know she's telling the truth. Enough! It seems that there are no issues with Miss Hart's testimony. At the time of the crime, only 2 people were in the channeling chamber. The victim, Dr. Turner Gray, and the defendant, Maya Fey. The face of the defendant cannot be verified in this picture. However, if we think about the circumstances, it would have to be the defendant. What am I going to do? If I just let this go... What is it, Mr. Wright? You look as if you have something to say. If I make one wrong move, I'm going to have to judge against me. So, we should save. It's been a whole, 8 minutes since we saved anyway, so, although it really wouldn't matter, it would take, 2 minutes to catch up, because I wouldn't be reading everything, since I already read it, from save point. If I make one wrong move, I'm going to have the judge against me. Is there anything I can present that would prove it's not Maya in that photo? I mean, we have to, there's no other choice. Okay. Your Honor, Mr. Wright, it is possible that the person in this photo is not the defendant. What? Do you know what you are proposing? Yeah, that's just plain fool's talk. Thanks, guys. Your show of support was just great. Now then, Mr. Wright, please show the court some proof. Prove to this court that the person in this photo is not Maya Fey. What could I show? Let's check Lada's photo. Wait a minute. That's from the opposite side, is it not? Or is it? Yeah, the door's not on that side. Why is my... Yeah, no, that doesn't make sense. Nope, that is definitely a contradiction there, I think. I saved anyway, so this has to be it. Right here. Here is your proof. Is there a problem? Oh no, I thought that would work on my inflections. Just wondering what an objection with a twist of you are wrong sounds like. Oh no, Mr. Wright, I'm sorry, but I don't follow your logic. Oh, well, shoot, I guess I wasn't showing enough confidence. Wait, how? I can't present another piece of evidence, I lost everything. Didn't I? Now then, Mr. Wright, please show the courts... What? I have this... They are really being very lenient right now. Prove to the court that the person... Okay. I was like, oh, she's standing on the opposite side, so that can't be Maya. I'm stupid. Clothes Maya was wearing at the time of the murder. Touch the check button for details. Murder weapon, a small fruit knife. Okay, that doesn't prove anything. I want to say maybe the floor plans. Let's try this again. Maybe, hold on. Before we do that, I just want to check everything else. The only thing that I could really think of is the folding screen, or not the folding screen, but the floor plans. It might actually be the folding screen for all I know. Let's go ahead and present. Here is, okay, nope, I don't think, yep, I lose. Oh no, I live that blah, yep, that was my final chance. And we're gonna have to end this episode off with a lose. I got a guilty verdict. That's enough. This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial, nor is there any need for more time to decide the case against the defendant. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts. This court finds the defendant, Maya Fey, guilty. The accused will surrender to the court immediately, to be held pending trial at a higher court within a month from today's date. That is all. The court is adjourned. But, okay, well... I wonder what it could be. The only thing that I could possibly think of, I don't know. Maybe the folding screen, maybe? I don't know. I wanted to say, because, Maya's picture was from behind, right? It was behind Maya. It was behind, Earth. A lot of her picture was behind Maya, right? So... I don't know. I don't think that... I feel like I'm going somewhere with this, but I don't know. But anyway, it's no big deal. We can always continue. I'm sure that you guys will give me suggestions in the comment section just like last time and other stuff as well. Because I'm definitely going to need a lot of help in this series because I'm kind of an idiot. Mega sucks at Ace Attorney for a reason. But with that being said, if you like this video, this series of videos, please feel free to leave a like if that was cool. Please feel free to subscribe and join the Elven Brotherhood today. Also follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/MegaShadowFist. I'll be sure to leave that in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is MegaShadowFist signing out. Bye!